Ladies and gentlemen, OpenAI has just released a new set of models that are designed to actually spend more time thinking before they respond. These days, in the age of AI, whenever you ask any model any question, it pretty much instantly responds. And so what we find very frequently is the fact that when you ask a model like, hey, what color is the sky? It's going to return blue fairly instantly. But it tends to fail fairly quickly whenever there are those questions of like, what else can you do? You know, like if you tell it to think through a complicated problem, then that's kind of where the model really starts to fall apart. So today I'm going to explore with you, how good are these models actually at coding? Are they really good at coding? A lot of tasks that I do every day are making websites and adding different things. And I've been using this app called Cursor to help me code. And that has been using the Claude Sonnet model. And so if you don't know, Claude comes from a company of models from a company called Anthropic. And in this case, today, we're just going to be exploring the OpenAI stuff and then maybe put a little bit of a test together to see how good these models really are. So I do have access to OpenAI. The way we'll be able to use it is through the actual interface on chatgpt.com. And so under the new model section here, we have a thing called O1 Preview. And so there are two different sizes of models. And so the O1 Mini is actually going to be faster here. And then the O1 Preview is going to take more time to think. So both are going to take their time to think, but the O1 Mini is going to be a lot faster. So I was actually trying to look online and figure out, you know, how much can I use these models before things kind of blow up here. So my good friend Shuto basically has taken a little snapshot saying, you have about 30 messages for the O1 Preview and 50 for the O1 Mini. So we're going to try to do as much as we possibly can today before we kind of, you know, break things and stuff. So I thought, hey, why don't we just turn it on to the live stream? I have not actually used these models. This is going to be my first time using them today. And you get to see for the very first time, like how the models are interacting, and we'll kind of break things together. And once we push it to the limits and we're done, that'll be kind of it. So tune in for this live stream. It's going to be pretty fun here as we kind of go through this. And so, yeah, I think we're just going to see if I could just start asking it some coding questions and stuff. So go to the preview here, and then let me just go ahead and get some beats going too as well, and fix some of the stream sizing. So I know people are trying to get some of the stuff going here. So let's get this chill mode going. Let me fix the ChatGPT window, actually make it usable. Command 0. Okay. So we have the O1 Preview loaded up here. And so I thought it would be interesting to see what its capabilities are. And one of the things that we can do is maybe see if we can have it code. One thing that I really, really want is for the ability to give it, for me, I want an app that will basically, like I can give it my YouTube videos, and it's going to use the Grok API to go and send my video up and do the transcription and come back down with everything that I need. So I thought, hey, why don't I just give the big model a shot, and then we'll see. So let's try that. So I actually have no clue if this model has access to the internet or anything like that. I have briefly watched a couple live streams of people using it, and most people are just trying to have it code Snake, but we're not here to do that. We're here to code. We're here to get stuff done. So let's do that. Please use, I want you to make a next.js 14 app with next.js 14 app with app router, Tailwind, CSS, and TypeScript to take my YouTube videos, and transcribe them with Whisper, the new Distill Whisper v3 on Grok API using the GROQ API. Okay, so that I think is going to be our prompt here. So I'm basically telling it to make an app, straight up the app that I want, and then even more instructions to, you know, as far as like it's going to take my videos and transcribe them and using the Grok Whisper API. So right now I just want to see, can this model cook with this? Like, I'd say this is minimal instructions. So let's just go ahead and just pop off, my friends. So this is apparently, if I only have 30 of these guys, I'm basically using one prompt right now to try. Yo, this is the O1 Preview. Is that fast? Get out of here. No way. everything that I saw was really slow, but how is this fast? Oh, yo, Novu, what's happening? Are you watching this right now? This is bonkers. Sheesh. Oh my God. Did you realize how fast that was? It thought for 5 seconds. That's it. Hey, this is so wild right now. So crafting a Next.js app, I'm piecing together like using these instructions, laying out the options. So this is actually showing its chain of thought. And so this is something that's different in these models, as we can see right now. This is the fact that it's going to be chaining together a little bit of thinking, not just straight up answering. And so it did that actually surprisingly fast, faster than I was really thinking. So it mapped out the technologies that it was going to use, and then it even set up the interface here with integration is also being considered. So it basically set up here is to set up your Next.js application using Next.js, and then it's using TypeScript here, and then install and configure Tailwind. We shouldn't necessarily have to do that because I think that comes right out of the box and stuff. And then from here, it says import global CSS, create the video upload interface. So app component video upload, and then app route for transcription. So it even gives us the API since we're using the app router. And then integrate Distill Whisper v3 via Grok. So it's telling us to install Axios. Ah, this is really cool. Wow. Secure your API key. And then update your front end to display the video transcription. Okay. And for me, it looks like it didn't go out to the internet to look up any of the specs for the API. So that'll be really interesting to see if it actually can do any more of that. Test your application. And then it's telling me to consider some of these things for performance. And then documentation. So this is actually to refer to the documentation. And then like any parameters or headers for this. And then any of the stuff like that. Okay. Wow. This is, you know, it basically in 5 seconds did its thinking and then kind of let it do its thing. So let it build out. Can you tell it how long to think or be in thought so it's more thorough? So here's where I think this is what I'm learning right now. And I think this is why I wanted to do the live stream, to kind of just have this a little bit more of like a public thing, because not everyone has access to this model. And I think this is going to be really cool for all of us to hang out together and play with this as much as possible. Just FYI, we do sort of have like a ticking time bomb of about, 30 messages. So we just used one right now. And it's going to be really nice that everyone's kind of on here to help me kind of gather my thoughts and think through this step by step. I have a little light coming through. It's okay. And so we're going to play around with this. I think it's going to be really cool. So I think there is something here about having it be more thorough. And then it's very clear at the very bottom here that it says, to give it additional notes about any API documentation, Distill v3 integration, and also like what Next.js version and stuff and actual types of things. And to that, I actually have some prompts already available because I used Claude with projects. So with Claude projects, I actually have a whole TypeScript prompt here that will basically give it the guidelines for everything. And this is something that I'll also have available. And then I'm just going to also add in documentation for how I want the API to be used for like Vercel AI SDK, because I think this is going to be pretty powerful if we give it those two plus any of the Grok API documentation, because it's not really clear to me how much stuff I can throw into this whole chat window before it kind of barfs and stuff, if you know what I mean. So check out McKay's tweet. It says it works with Cursor temp 0. So yes, I actually just hit up McKay Wrigley, and he says that he was able to get it loaded up into Cursor as well. And so what happened here was I said, hey, what's the deal with this preview thing at the bottom? He says, you have to have an API key. And then which I do have, but within that, you actually have to be like the biggest level. So you have to be at like tier 5 or something like that. So that's the God tier. You have to at least spend $1,000 with them. And I'm currently at tier 4. So if I just go drop $1,000 right now, I probably will get access to that tier 5 level. But yeah, maybe I should just bum an API key off of him to see if he could hit me up. But yeah, that would be so fire. But yeah, I think, no, he says 01 mini works in Cursor. Yeah, because right now I'm currently in Cursor and I didn't see it available as one of my models. So in here in the model names, I just see GPT-4o and then GPT-4o mini. And then if I do add model, when you do the model, you have to put your API key, which I do have here. But the API key isn't listed in my currently thing. So that's a good question though, as far as like it being available. I think that's going to be, or maybe I'm missing something. I don't really know. But yeah, if somebody has any more information, definitely drop it in here. I think it's his birthday today, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Wow, I thought it was going to get migraine from that prompt, but let's see how the code looks. It can't upload files. You can't upload files without accessing the web. So it won't be happening. It's purely for chat. So yeah, it looks like we're kind of going to be really interesting to see how this kind of comes about here. So I think for me, the next step right here, I was expecting that they could add something like artifacts, but it would be something that make it extremely smarter. I think it's just going to happen in steps, to be honest. And so that's going to be a little bit of what's happening. How's it going, Shay2? Chucky777, are you going to build it to test the code? Right now, it's pretty clear just from doing a quick scan of the code that it may or may not work, but it's not really the specs that I want, to be honest. Because it did make the app as I described, but I wanted it to like ask me for more information about what SDK I want for the AI SDK. And then it actually doesn't even have the stuff for, it says the transcribe stuff here for the video upload. And I don't see the thing about the code. It says call the Grok API with the video buffer and replace the following with your actual API call. So it actually didn't even give us the code for that build out. It just kind of gave us a template, like a little filler file. So that's already kind of missing, and that's already not going to handle it. And then here, yeah, I mean, it's just basically like a skeleton for the project to get started. And so I feel like we have to do some more conversations. I'm a little aware of what's going on. And I also wanted to give y'all a heads up that the boy, the Canite, hit me up and said, hey, the O1 Mini is actually better for code, FYI, even the official benchmark. So let's try this with some additional prompting in the O1 Mini and see what we get there. I feel like we have to kind of test both. So chatgpt.com, let's slide through. So we're going to do O1 Mini. So I got 50 of these guys. So I feel like I can do these types of things. I'm actually getting confused of all the AI sites. Should we use them all? I think you can leave that to Codefluencers or something. I'm going on right now. I have access to this stuff because I pay for it, and I think it's just going to be interesting for me to test this out in real time. So yeah, this is a live stream. This is just meant to chill and explore. You know, shout outs to the people who rewatch it. I'm going to try to have the timestamps so that you can go to the meat of the situation for this whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my existing prompt, which I have for TypeScript, Next.js and stuff that actually explains like that I like to use bun and everything. So let me just go ahead and get some of those and put that up in here. And so basically I just give it some guidelines. These are the things that I actually put into Cursor itself for how I lay out apps and stuff and how I do all my prop definitions and everything. So that'll be there. And then I want to, okay, let me get this prompt back here. And so we also need to get the Grok API stuff. So there too. And so I'm going to make this thing. So with ChatGPT and these types of apps, whenever you use Markdown, so Markdown are those little hashtags, symbols and everything, it tends to work really well to as far as like giving your instructions in Markdown. That's kind of the reason why I do this. So I'm going to do one called the title and then call it tag, task. And so the task is going to basically be what our prompt is. So I'm going to put that at the very end. So I'm going to give it some additional things like here, Grok API docs. And so I'm going to go to Perplexity actually right now. Perplexity, I know I'm using all the different things, but this is how we cook, my friends. Grok API for Whisper Distill v3. So I feel like this will give us way better the results than Google. And so what I actually have signed up for is actually the pro version of Perplexity. And, you know, I should probably just drop a referral link for that. It's so good. It's absolutely goated. And the reason why is because it basically takes your search and does multiple searches. And then it acts almost like an agent. So this is phase 1. Phase 2 is this. And it does additional searches based off of that and searches even more places and gives us this. So I forgot that I want to do it for TypeScript and Next.js. So what I'm going to do is hit this little pencil here, edit query. So I'm going to do Grok API for Whisper Distill 3 with next.js 14, TypeScript, Tailwind, CSS with app router. And I also want to use server actions. Yes, that's what I want to do. So what's great about Perplexity as well is the fact that not only will it take your prompt, but it's using Claude Sonnet underneath the hood. And so Claude Sonnet knows about code and how to code. So it's not only taking my search, but once it gets all the information back, it's going to use Claude Sonnet to then build out some of the scaffolding, which would be helpful. And then we're going to give that to ChatGPT basically for a O1 mini. And this is just the way I work normally, whether it's a mini model or any type of model. And so it's going to talk about setting up the project, npm install, Grok. Yes, this is perfect. API transcribe route, great. And app actions, great. So we have the server actions here for transcribe, setting up the buffer. See, like this even filled it out even better than the other one, but creating the UI. So what I'm going to do is just give this as an example to the 4.0 model here and also here, like into the mini and the preview one. And hopefully we'll see how it does. So I'm just going to paste all of that in here. So I'm just going to put all that up in here. So that's a big ass prompt. So, all right, we're doing two things. We have right here on the left side, my friends, ChatGPT O1 mini. So that's going to be, I'm going to let it cook over here. I'm going to say, do the things. This is what you're going to do. And then let's just watch it, how fast it goes and see it think through its stuff. So it's thinking, piecing together the setup. Yo, this thing's flying, by the way. Yo, I'm not going to lie. ChatGPT O1 mini, the preview one, fast AF. So next steps, enhancements, implement user authentication for secure access, add support for multiple languages and transcription, enable download exports of Yo, let's go. Let's go. Oh my God. Does it create better DALL-E images with AI prompts? It depends. Depends. You should build something new mode to see how it does. Yeah. Do you think A01 is a replacement for their not releasing 5? I have no clue. I haven't really been following too much on that strawberry hype, and I really just, I'm all about output. So whenever something is released and it's actually usable and I have access to it, you're going to tune in. It's going to be happening right here. I try not to follow too much into the rumors because I could spend hours going down stuff and not building and doing software things. I'm totally all about that. So, all right, so let's make it happen here. So it just gave us a whole bunch of code. Let me see if I can make this a little bit smaller so I can scroll up a little bit faster. So, so let's go back. So this is the O1 mini, and it just output a whole bunch of stuff. So it gives me a table. First of all, it gave me a table of contents. So let's see what it thought through for the O1 mini model. And it says that the O1 mini model had pieced together the information and did the same thing. So it only thought for a few seconds and then generated a table of contents that I can click through at any time. That's really amazing. So because I told it I wanted to use bun and stuff, it's still telling me next npx create next app. So that's definitely already wrong. But let's just keep going. And so it's even giving me the project structure. Okay. But it's telling me to initialize the dependencies with bun. So add stuff with bun. Yeah, because there's a bun x command that can install this stuff and not do the configuration. So that's okay. So it's kind of like a little bit of thing. Create an API route using app API. Okay. This looks pretty good. It's using Grok. Oh, I should have told it I wanted to use the Vercel AI SDK, but that's okay. This should actually work. So now this looks pretty good. Building the user interface. So it goes to the app page at home and it's doing the loading stuff. So this should work. I don't see a reason why it shouldn't. How is it going to do the load? Yeah. Okay. A performance optimization. Let's go. Okay. I apparently this O1 Mini did score higher for code, so this looks pretty good. I'm gonna take this exact prompt and give this prompt to the bigger model and see how it does as well. Because look at our prompt. Our prompt is epic. Epic. Like, look at this. I'm still going, my friends. That's our prompt. That was our But to be fair, in Claude Sonnet, it's just like usually whenever you paste in files that are longer than X amount of lines, it just looks like a little file thing. So my prompts would look this long on Claude Sonnet. So chatgpt.com. And then let's check out the O1 preview. So the O1 preview is the bigger model, takes more time to think. So I'm going to put this back in here that we had. I'm just going to run the same thing. I'm just see if we're going to get a little bit of different results, because I want to show anyone who's just tuned in right now what the speed of the O1 preview model is. Right meow. So let's do that. Right meow. Right meow. That's right, my friends. Setting up 6 seconds. Yo. Oh my God, it's still flying. Okay. 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 I'll just hit this little down arrow so it just keeps following it. Real time does not sped up, my friends. Yo. It even gives me references. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So what I find confusing is the fact that the mini model seemed to be like better at sticking to like the bun thing, but that's kind of a nitpick. Let's take a look at page. So you can handle the transcription result here. It does make a comment. The buffer. Okay. It even talks about the model here. That looks nice. Huh. I feel like I got a lot more code out of the O1 mini model than I did this guy. Let's see. App, create an actions directory and then app actions transcribe. But I want server actions, not regular actions. It doesn't seem to be too good at like Next.js, but let's just see the O1 mini model. Let's see. Oh, let's just follow the instructions and see what happens, because that's what's supposed to happen. Terminal. All right, let's see. I'm gonna put this over here. Make this font bigger. CD workspace. SP. Okay. And then I am going to just run the commands that it told me to run, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so my video transcriber. Okay. Tailwind. Okay. Yes. Would you like to create source directory? Actually, this does not have the source directory, so let's say no. App router, yes, please. Import alias, no. All right, let's go. Welcome to Ray Fernando's live stream. So what we're doing today is basically taking a look at the new O1 mini model. And so while this is going to be installing its dependencies, OpenAI just released this model and it's supposed to take its time to think through some problems a little bit quickly. And it says that it should excel at like puzzles and other problems that typically would take time to think through. And so this is what they call like chain of thought reasoning. And we're trying to see how good is this model for coding and can it code? And specifically, I've been using Claude Sonnet a lot for coding, especially with Next.js. And so we're just going to try out this example project where we're basically going to see if we can transcribe some audio using the Whisper using Grok as our inference engine, and see if we can use the Whisper model to do the transcription for my videos. Because the whole point is I want to take my live streams and do some transcriptions, and then maybe even create some timestamps and stuff, so they could be doing those types of things. So, yo, OpenAI, yes, that's what's happening right now, and we're gonna be checking out the model right meow. So let's see, CD into my dash video transcriber, okay, and so, okay, this is probably where I should do cursor space dot. Okay, we're in here. I'm gonna minimize this one. Get rid of this guy here. right. Maybe I'll just leave this aside. I should probably have this here. So we have our app here. We have our page, which should be running. And if I do bun install, let me just see. Bun dev. And then I should be able to see in my, just refresh. Yeah, okay. So we have the Next.js app. Okay, cool. So in here, we were going to take a look at the mini. So the mini, it's the mini. It's a mini, my friends, mini me. So we have this installing dependencies with bun. So that's kind of sort of what we started to do there. And then we're going to bun add grok. So we should just do that, right? Let's see what happens. Bun add grok. Let me make this bigger so y'all can see too. Take a look at this on the side and then pull this over. So yeah, grok got installed. Cool. Add any additional dependencies. Ensure. How do I know? You're supposed to tell me. Right? Low key? Like, I don't know. We'll see. All right. Configure Tailwind CSS. I feel like that's already configured because we already set it up with the Tailwind styles. Tailwind CSS. Yeah, it's already set up. Ensure global CSS has this thing here. So global CSS. I can't see it. App global CSS. Whoops. Yeah, we're Gucci. env local. So in the terminal, what I'm gonna do is just touch me. Okay, touche. Move this to the side, maybe. Make this a little bit smaller. Please excuse me, please stand by. Okay. Okay, env local, we have this here, yay. And then once we touch the env local, we're going to create this grok API like placeholder. Yeah. Secret API, turn on the cloaking. So that way the key toggle cloaking. Okay, cool. Legit. Okay. So ensure is listed in the git ignore to prevent committing sensitive information. So in git ignore, it should be right here. And then we're just looking for the env local file. So that's included. That means that basically we won't push up that key. So that's pretty good. So creating a route, create API route file. I kind of want to give all of these instructions to Cursor and just say cook because why not? So I'm late. Hey, what are you making? This is a good question. So right now we're going to make, for those who are just tuning in, we're using the new O1 Mini to see if we can make a video transcriber. So I want to just give it my YouTube videos for like 3 hours, my streams, and then just have it transcribe using the Grok API. So for those who don't know, GROQ, the API here is fast inference. Like how fast? Ridiculously fast. And so whenever you ask a question, it pretty much, you can speak to it and it near real time, it'll just give you the entire transcription, or you can tell it any directions and stuff. And it's just, 750 tokens plus per second. So it's super fast. It's currently available right now for you to build on. And if you can kind of see these graphs here, it's just dumb fast, like absolutely ridiculously blows everything out the water. And so that's kind of why I want to build with it. I've been wanting to build with it for a little while. So I feel like let's just take you on this journey together, my friends. So, but we're going to do this by hand a little bit right now, so that we can test it out, right? So, all right, so create the API app, API transcribe route.ts. So what I wanted to use was server actions, but we'll do this for now. All right, so in order to create a file, I'm just going to do /API route. So I'm going to click the app folder and I'm going to hit this little plus file. And I'm going to just paste in the thing that says /API/transcribe/route.ts. And so that'll automatically create the folder structure for us. So that way I don't have to type it in. So that'd be chill. All right, so then we have this now file. So it's under app, API, transcribe route. And I'm just going to copy the code. I'm going to just paste it up in here. And I'm going to get rid of this bottom one here for now. And so the code already, is it missing something? I'm going to restart the TypeScript server. So I do Command-Shift-P and hit restart TS server. And this should be not complaining anymore, I hope. I don't know. We did install Grok with the lower, see? Packages, Yeah, I don't know why. It's already seeing a problem, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep rolling. So we'll send a file buffer to Grok API for transcription using the distill v3, and then proper error responses are returned in case of failures. So that should be here. And then we're going to implement server actions. So app actions transcribe TS. So we're going to go here, app, and then we're going to hit the plus sign, hit that. So copy the code. We're going to paste this in here. And so we don't actually need this comment above. View this use server thing. So we have this. We're going to also get rid of that code thing. So big shout outs to my friend, Just Wrap API. How's it going? Yes. So this guy's doing some really cool stuff. If you haven't had a chance to follow him, Just Wrap API. He's basically building an open source version of character AI, and the boy's cooking. So stay tuned. That kid's doing some stuff. I'll have to check in with you a little bit later, Mr. Just Wrap API. Basically, we're just trying to build a transcription app, and it's telling us a little bit. We're using the ChatGPT, new ChatGPT models, so the O1 Mini and the O1 Preview. So we're just going through the O1 Mini code, since that seems to be apparently better for code. And then for the app page here, we're just going to copy this. So use client. And then I'm going to give this prompt to Claude as a side-by-side. So we're going to compare Claude Sonnet 3.5 versus this. And then we may even do a separate one where we just do Claude Sonnet 3.5 inside of Cursor. And I just give it the entire mega prompt and just have Cursor build it out. So that'd be fun. But we're going to do this by hand first. So we're going to, that way you can suffer with me together or just tune in later. So I'm going to copy this from page.tsx and just paste the whole thing in. And it says use clients. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that. All right, cool. So this is all of the code. And Ray, can you also push this to get, or something I have spent the last 3 hours trying to figure out how to do it, but still can't figure it out. I even sent you a voice message. I wonder if I even got your message. I don't think I got it, but yeah, I'll help you. It should be chill. It's actually like as simple as telling the command line terminal in Cursor to do it for you. Handling errors and loading states. So we're going to do app error. So app, I'm going to go to app. I'm going to type in error.tsx, I guess. So I have to click the app folder and then hit the little plus sign where it says new file and just type in this thing. Copy code. Okay. That's there. And then we're going to do loading state as well. So loading.tx. Loading. So we'll see if we can actually feel AGI. So the whole point of this stream is really to just, like, I don't know. I'm just so tired of seeing so many Snake games and so many like Tetris games on every stream. Like, it's just unoriginal. It's like, that's not how I code. I make apps for me. Like that's what we do. So utilize React Suspense to display loading content when needing. So, okay, so this is just kind of like how we're going to do the suspense fallback stuff in the future. So that's just kind of a note. Performance optimization as well is telling us about how we should do that because I have that in my system prompt. And then it's also telling us about how we should utilize that, caching strategies as well. Okay, this is just FYI. API, transcribe, route. So let me just double check. So we have API, transcribe, route, and then actions with transcribe. All right, so we should just run dev and be chill, right? Let's go. Command K, bun, run dev, right? It's probably gonna fail. Let's go. Command R, refresh. No. What's going on? Client only. Can't be imported from a server client. Oh, that's right. So, yeah. So it only works on the client code. Yes. Yeah, because this has to run on the client, I guess. Wow. And also, like, Grok has no exported member. So that's interesting. So right off the bat, like, the code is like, just doesn't work. All right, friends. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open up a new Cursor window. So what we're going to do is just start a new project in Cursor. And we're just going to see how fast, like I'm going to literally just give it the same exact prompt. And I'm just going to see, can cursor cook, right? So, yeah, so I'm going in here in my terminal. This is what I'm going to do. Because I feel like we need to compare these already. Like I don't know if I'm going to sit through like the next couple of hours trying to debug bad code from ChatGPT. As like, all right, so let's just see CD workspace. And then MK, actually, yeah, I'm going to say MK, let's see. I think what I'll do is mkdir, let's see, Sonnet app. Let's see, I do like demo app, Sonnet v OpenAI. Okay, CD demo app. Oops. Okay. All right. So now we're in here, and then what I'm going to just do is just going to tell it to basically do the initiation. So I'll do, see, Control Shift K will pop in this, and it's right now going to use GPT-4o mini. I'll say bun command to start next.js 14 app. So I'm going to do that. So bun create next. And so if you that doesn't look right to me. So I'm just going to go to bun.sh. So bun.sh here, if you go to the docs, there's actually like a guide here. Actually, it's under guides, my bad. It's under guides, next.js, next.js, next.js. Okay, build an app with bun next.js. And I'm going to move myself a little bit here. And so in here, bun create next app. That's all we have to do. So Command K, bun create next app. So what's your app name? I'm going to do dot, or I'm just going to hit enter my app. Wait, hold on. Bun create next app. Just dot, hold on. Bun create next app. Let's see. Just do yes to everything. Yes, yes, yes. No. All right, let's go. So we should have our app in here set up. Let's see, cursor. Oh, okay, my app, CD, my app. I totally messed this up. Cursor dot. All right, so now we're in our app here. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. I have a camera right here, so I can't really see what's going on. Let's see. Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for y'all for tuning in. We're about to be building an app, and we tried right now with basically using the ChatGPT 01 preview, and it totally failed on us. But what we're going to go ahead and do is basically put this exact prompt into Cursor and just see if Cursor can cook for us, because I'm hungry and we need to cook. And so we're just going to do that. Okay, cool. So this is the code it generated, and it didn't really work on first try. And so we're going to try to see if we can do this here in Cursor. So in Cursor, I'm going to do the interpreter mode. So Command Shift I, and then literally just give it these entire instructions. And it's going to be using Claude Sonnet 3.5, which is down here below. And then I'm going to move myself, and then I'm just going to hit enter, and it should be able to just take over my whole screen, I hope. It's like, all right. So now it's already creating the route for us. See, this already looks correct. Wow. See, the advantage of Cursor is the fact that it just takes over the entire screen. I think it's already done. Dang, son. Okay. So yeah, we're already done. Okay. So bun add grok. Okay. Let's see. Bun add grok. Bun install. Bun dev. Okay, 3001. Let's go. Nothing. App doesn't work, my friend. I don't see the app. Command Shift I. Oh, I think I forgot to hit save and accept. My bad. Save. Come back to reapply all. Save all, reapply all. That's probably why I didn't apply the actual code. Okay. Accept all. Cool. Let me refresh. Yeah, here we go. Bruh. We have the app. Y'all saw this, right? The app is ready. First try. Cursor. Okay, so what I was trying to do was make a video transcription app so that I could upload my videos and then have it transcribe it using the Grok API. And what I did was I went to OpenAI's new O1 preview and the O1 mini, and the O1 mini apparently scored higher for coding. So I was like, let me just give it a prompt, and did some research on exactly, at the first try, we just told it a very basic prompt to make an app. And I was really impressed at the speed that it did it, but it didn't necessarily give me all the code that I needed to actually run the app. Like to do the API, it's like, hey, in order for you to use the API, basically you have to, fill in the details. I'm like, well, that's what I pay you for. Like, you're supposed to code for me. Like, this is not how AI goes down. It's supposed to like help me and stuff. So it's like, okay. And so I was like, okay, maybe it's me, this is why some of my problems sometimes is like, I always blame me. And yes, it could be me because computers are following my instructions. But if things are touted as like being AGI, I feel like we have to like hold a higher standard here. So there are other products as we're using right now that definitely deliver on that promise. And so I thought, okay, maybe it's my prompting skills. And so let's go ahead and do some research. And we went to Perplexity to go look up some research and say, okay, what's the Grok API for Whisper? This is kind of what I'm trying to do. And the pro version of Perplexity basically gave us all this info. So I basically said, okay, now that we have that, and let's go ahead and see if we could throw that into the mini model, because the mini model is supposed to be really good with code. So then we gave it like my rules for how I make a Next.js app and do all those types of things. And then also gave it the information for the Grok API, and then gave it some additional, just reiterated the instructions of what we really wanted and just let it cook. And so in our first attempt of doing so, we tried to make an app here, basically using ChatGPT, and we put all the code in, it doesn't really work. And I was like, that's strange. And so let me, see what the difference is between the mini model and the bigger model. So the bigger model, when we gave it the same prompt, while it did take longer, it just, built out the code and stuff, but didn't necessarily fill every single detail out. So in a little bit of frustration, I said, let's just see how good Cursor is. And so with Cursor, in one prompt in the composer, I just gave it the exact same prompt and literally filled it all out, and then gives us the actual, at first try, we can now upload and see if we can transcribe. I don't know, it's not going to work because I don't have the API key. Watch if I can run this. Hit transcribe, it's going to be like, yo, we need a file. So let's see if I can choose a file. So let me just upload the previous video I had here. So transcribe. So what's happening? Yeah, it's doing the transcription. Yeah, transcription failed. It's like, there's no API key. Yeah. I'm impressed. Claude Sonnet with Cursor, I am super impressed. Very proud of you. Yeah, Claude Sonnet is still, okay. So I feel like I do have to do the disclaimer here, right? We're not making a snake game. We're not making a Tetris game. We're not doing some fancy puzzle. We're trying to code. And so I'm a little biased right now because we're really starting specifically from zero, right? So we're starting an app and we're saying, I want to do an app idea and use these specific parameters and have it go. And we haven't tested this specifically for algorithms. So I haven't said, hey, I have this algorithm for synchronization in a database. Can you help me figure this out? That could be really interesting. Or, hey, I'm trying to figure out a new hashing algorithm style. How do I do that and keep the performance going? So please think through the problem. I think those could be really fun. And I need to figure out some good use cases and some good code samples to show you that, which would be kind of interesting and fun to kind of go along. But right now I'm just trying to go for like a basic workflow. Maybe that's something that you may encounter if you're like coming up with app ideas. And by the way, like this is model is very limited right now. So you can only use about 30 times before you get rate limited. And then there's like 50 for the mini one. So just FYI. And so we're going to be trying some different things. I'm going to try some more stuff out, but I just want to give this quick heads up on where we are right now for those who have just been tuning in and us playing with the model and just kind of seeing how that goes and stuff like that. So some people have gotten access because they have tier 5 for the API. So it should come out soon. So yeah, like I have the premium access so that I'm only able to use it in this specific chat GPT thing. I don't have API access. So that's why I can't load it up in Cursor. So that would be so cool. And I'm not sure if they're actually allowing that yet in Cursor in general, because I think they have so many demands and so many clients and stuff. So that's just an FYI. So that's just tuning in. So yeah, big shout outs to everyone that's been tuning in right now. So we're basically trying to make this app. And so I'm so impressed I'm always impressed with Cursor when I do stuff. And I'm always really impressed by how fast it moves in building software. Oh yeah. Can you quickly show how to push to Git? All right. So if you go to Git, have you set up a GitHub account yet? So if you go to github.com, you should have like a Git account here. So you have your profile. And I think one of the tools that you want to get set up is I think you should be able to do this without it, but let's see, GH. Okay, yeah, you do. Cool. All right, so let's just go ahead and see if I can push up this repo. I have this remote repo. Let's see, I should be able to set this up with the GH package. So Perplexity, I'm gonna do this research for you so that way you don't have to, so I can give you, I think as a pro user, I can share a link. And if you don't have Perplexity Pro, you should be able to see these search results. So that way I'm gonna share this with you. I should probably post this on my blog so we have this, but how to install, let me put this bigger for y'all, GH to push my repository to remote. So I assume you have a Mac or something or some Linux type of distro, so you should be able to do this. If you do have Windows, make sure you install the WSL thing so that way you will use like their Linux version of things. And you can install like Homebrew. So Brew is a package that I use to install things. And one of the ones that you'll want to install is the GH, which is GitHub's command line things. Yeah, you have a Mac Air. Cool. So you'll want to do this, do brew install GH. And if you don't have brew installed, you can go to, let's see, I'm just going to add this for you. So that way it just be all in one file. How to install brew on Mac. So I'm going to go that. Hit Pro, go. So you'll need this anyways, because a lot of documents reference how to use brew and brew install and various things. So Homebrew is just an easier way to install packages and have them there. It's all hosted. And so this is kind of the instructions that will walk you through for installing Homebrew. So you'll run this command. It'll ask you for maybe a password, and then you run this command in the terminal. And then you may have to do additional things for like M2 Silicon. And then once you finally get everything installed there with brew, the command to install GH would just literally just be this brew install GH. So that will basically then allow us to, and then the next step after you do that, after you update GH, would be GH auth login. So the GH auth login will basically log you into your GitHub account, and then your GitHub account will try to link together and say, hey, yes, this person is allowed access. And once that's linked together, the next steps would just be like to add your files to Git. So Git add, and then Git commit, and then GH repo create. So this is where you create the repo remotely, and then you do Git push u origin main, and then you can set up a config for your name and email and so forth. And that's pretty much it. That's all here. So what I'm gonna do is gonna go ahead and share the link. So I'm gonna hit shared, shareable, yes. So anyone with a link can do it. So let me see if I can expand this out a little bit more. Oh yeah, so I should be able to, oh yeah, here we go. The little links thing shows. So copy link. I'm gonna put this here into the YouTube chat. So you should be able to get this here for reference later on. And then I'll probably also post it on my thing. So for anyone who's working with GitHub, I've posted this, and then I'll put this. It's a really long Perplexity link, but this is the link that I will share on the bottom of my post on X. And I'll also have this available on my blog. So I'm going to try to put this on rayfernando.ai. So rayfernando.ai. I have my last one here from my last Claude Sonnet stream. And so here is kind of where I have some information for like my previous prompts and stuff. And like this is one of the system prompts that's very similar to the one I put into ChatGPT today. So you can actually go with this right now and just use this. You're just going to get some amazing code. And then something extra I have for y'all, if you want to really mess around with it, is a marketing prompt. So I'm actually planning to do some more live streams just on prompting. Prompting is extremely important, and it's actually easier than it looks. So these prompts may look complex, but best believe I did not write each of these by hand at all. I told a language model like Claude to help me build these using research, just like we were doing earlier. And then I said, hey, give me instructions to give this to another LLM. So like the more research and things we give it, the better it is at outputting instructions. Because these language models now have what they call like a larger context, we can feed in a lot more research and a lot more creativity, and then have it generate instructions based off of that, which will then help us to be like more repetitive and more kind of in line of what we want. And Markdown really helps the language model kind of adhere and stick to certain guidelines much more frequently, much more often. And so a lot of the latest models are really good at adhering to that. So I feel like that's just going to be a secret on its own. So without further ado, I should also talk about StartMy.ai. So this is something that I'm actually running right now. It's an experimental free cursor workshop. So what I'm trying to do as well is also help figure this stuff out, just kind of like we're doing here a little bit on live. And if you go to StartMy.ai, you should be able to, I'm going to put this in the chat here, go down a little bit. It says sign up for free. It's a free workshop. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm really just trying to connect with you. I'm actually looking to build a community. And so I'm only a one person, I'm only one guy, and I can't do everything at once, but there are a lot of people who want to come together and learn this stuff just like the way you are, and explore some of the technology. And I want to share that enthusiasm with you. So yeah, if you sign up for the workshop, make sure you put the right time zone that you are in. I try to sort of guess what time zone you're in based off of, your IP address and stuff. So if you're using a VPN, you may have to change this, and then just hit sign up. You'll basically get an email from me. And then once I get enough people grouped into different categories of time zones, I'm just going to aim for a couple of workshops for the next couple of weeks for us to get together. And we can just, the whole point of it is really to go over like a 2-hour type of thing. So make sure you set aside a couple of hours, and we're going to set up Cursor, go through like the ideation as far as like what app we're going to build, and then maybe try to troubleshoot it and how you do these types of things. So hopefully by the end of it, you'll at least have enough to get started to start playing around with it. And kind of really trying to get a feel of where everyone's at. I have a couple questions I'm going to ask you when you sign up, as far as like what your experience level is and what you're really trying to build. So replying to my email helps to get it out of the promotions inbox if you just drag that out to your inbox, and then we'll get us kind of to build together. So that's just kind of what I wanted to tell you about. So that's right now at startmy.ai. Make sure you go sign up there. And yeah, that's just what it is. We're just going to hang out. I'm doing this because I care a lot. A lot of people have helped me coming up, so I want to share that back with you. I'm not really, I'm totally new to all this stuff, so I'm not experienced. I'm not an educator. I'm just, have used to code for a while and used to work at Apple as an engineer for like over 12 years. And so I'm just kind of exploring with you together and having some fun here online and trying to share and build knowledge. So that's kind of what it is. So I think what we should do is maybe play around with the model a little more. As far as coding, I'm not super excited about it, but I feel like, let me just close a bunch of windows. There was a lot of people talking about the OpenAI. My friend Echo Hive had talked about how the Mini performed the best in its reasoning. And so he has some questions, I guess. He gives it in different problems. And so the number of correct answers for the Mini seemed to be going pretty well as far as compared to the other stuff that he was doing. For these types of things. And so, ChatGPT, you have 30 messages for the O1 preview, 50 for the O1 mini. And McKay Wrigley has been doing some testing as well, and has been, really excited about the progress for this type of stuff. And he has API access, so he's able to put the O1 preview stuff into cursor. So I'm really curious to see what he says about these models and kind of what that will look like for all of us who are using this here. And it's AdaPi is also one of my favorites to follow on X if you're not following. And so this person actually just says it's like not AGI, but it's just kind of AGI-ish. And I don't know. For code, I'm not really. I thought it would know more, and I thought it would use its access to the internet to do a lot more. But I feel like anything, prompting is going to be our key here, and so we're gonna cook. We're gonna cook. Yeah. So what I think would be interesting would be to see if I can give it a little bit different. So let me go ahead and set up a new chat here. And so we're going to use the preview model. And then I'm going to see if I can give it another prompt that I have from Claude that I use. And I'm just kind of sort of do some comparisons because I have a couple of different projects here. So let's just go ahead and see how it does at, let's see. Improve landing page copy. So I have this prompt that I use for improving landing pages. And so this is my mega prompt for landing pages for analyzing them. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste this into the preview one here. This is pretty massive. So these are like a massive set of instructions for determining the type of marketing that somebody has. And then we're going to go ahead and get that. And so I have my friend's website called Snap Studio, and I'm not sure, are we allowed to, we can't attach images in here. Oh, interesting. Huh. They don't let us, it's all going to be text-based. Okay, that's an interesting one that I'm learning here today. So this looks like it's all text-based. So, well, all right. So let's go ahead and try some other ways around here. So we're just currently exploring. So I have his website in Markdown. So let me just go ahead and just give that. So here. Let's see. So I have this Snap Studio website. So his website here, snapstudio.com. So he sells vocal booths, and this is his website for, and it's a Shopify store, and basically, has all of this going on here. And I feel like I should be able to just give it this website in Markdown, and then we should see what it does. So let's watch this, my friends. Yeah, so one of the techniques, Novu, is that I basically have the site converted into Markdown. And there's a cool tool that I use from my friend Dravia. And I'll share that in a little bit here because I wanted to see how this is thinking, because it looks like it's actually taking a lot of time to think right now. So that's interesting because when I usually run this prompt into Claude Sonnet, it just would instantly spit out results. So I'm hoping that this actually thinks through and kind of helps figure out what's going on. So if I hit this little thinking, these are all the steps that it's doing. Yo, this is nice. This is nice. Oh, ooh. Let's go. By focusing on product marketing and optimizing copy with best practices, the new landing page aims to resonate more effectively with the target audience. The streamlined messaging and clear value propositions are expected to enhance engagement and drive conversions. So despite this model, like the scorecards will show that this model is not really good at writing, but like that's sort of based off of prompting and like whatever you give it. So one of the things that I've discovered that apparently I'm pretty good at now again is like prompting. So a lot of people said that they value the prompts and the things that I do. And so whatever we're doing here, I don't think people are getting these types of results low key. Because look at how long our prompt is. I'm giving it all of these instructions, right? So if we scroll down, let's look at the results. So the result says it thought for 39 seconds. Yo, 39 seconds. That's a long time for a language model. But here's what it gave us. Part of my instructions were to give it an initial analysis of the copy. So that actually helps it in its thinking when they call like that chain of thought reasoning. Instead of just giving us the answer, it's going to actually try to think through things. So this is kind of where we're really, really tapping into that secret sauce of the model of like, hey, making sure you think, but how do you think and how you think in what specific way? Here, I'm doing it for marketing. So I'm not a marketing person, by the way. I'm an engineer. I'm trying to figure out how to do marketing. That's why I wrote these prompts and did research. And so I'm just going to share these to you for free. So I'll have them available on Ray Fernando. And if you sign up for StartMy.ai, if I send you an email on that StartMy.ai, make sure you reply back saying, hey, I want the prompts that you did in the live stream. So that way I could just email them to you right away, right there, instead of waiting for the things that come up on my blog. So yeah, make sure you go to StartMy.ai and I'll just reply back to the email saying, hey, I want the prompts that you use in the live stream. So yeah. How do you grab a website? I'm gonna do that right now before I forget. md.dhr.wtf. My friend Dravia makes this. You can host it. I have a self-hosted version for myself on Cloudflare. And basically you could just give it the website URL and it's gonna give it to you in Markdown. So we can do that for like documentation, like on Grok. So if we go like to resources and go to like blog or something, and then we go like to one of the blog posts and like we wanted this in Markdown, just grab the URL and then we go to that md.dhr.wtf, say convert to Markdown. And so what it's going to do, it's going to go out, set up the thing, and then boom, error. Oh, I wonder if he took it down. I don't know. Yeah, it's possible that something had a problem here, but in essence, that should do it. If not, yeah, hit me with a DM or slide through StartMy.ai and then reply, and then I'll get you the instructions for how to get that set up, or you can use my instance that I have. So we have that there. And so it did this analysis and yeah, it determines the target audience. So it's musician, producers, and then it actually talked about the key benefits, which is really awesome. So the key features for this product, the benefits, the unique select propositions, and then it actually analyzes what the current structure is for our different marketing approach there, and even counts the words. This is so good. Wow. And then so it tries to rewrite the copy, transform any space into a professional studio. So if we go to a Snap Studio website at the very top, it just says unleash your studio. And then this one says transform any space into professional. I like that. And then the sub headline is like experience studio quality sound anywhere. This is cool. This is actually quite cool. I actually do find this kind of useful for marketing copy here. There's a second version that says your studio anywhere you go. And the subheadline says portable, professional, and perfect for pristine recordings. Yo, this is pretty cool. I actually like this a lot. There's an open repo for GitHub with mega prompt examples. Yeah. I should post mine on there. People have actually been copying my prompts and putting them on different places, so it may be already there. But I should officially put some of it and kind of like brand it with my name, I guess. But I mean, it shouldn't just be about prompts. It should just be about how you derive them. And I think that's going to be the secret that I have. So I may actually just have a special stream where I just teach you prompting. In fact, we maybe just even turn this stream into prompting because it's already been 1 hour. I got to get some food in about an hour or so. Super fun. How do you create that huge prompt? Claude lets you help you with that? Yes. Let me do that next. Wait, let's see if ChatGPT can help us with that next. So let's cook, my friends. So let's just kind of go through this thing. I'm super impressed with this prompt so far. And the fact that it's able to follow my instructions word like exactly for each part of the markdown. These are all in my actual prompt, and it actually followed it verbatim and output it about each of the different things and even gives me an explanation. So I'm super impressed with this on the ChatGPT 01 preview. Like if you have a really good prompt and your prompt involves some type of reasoning, I think this is where we're really going to excel here. So this is actually getting me to think about how I should prompt ChatGPT with the new 01 preview. Is that we should probably put some more of this type of reasoning and thinking into it so that it can be like even better. One of the assumptions I would make is that it wouldn't necessarily think, or if I try to force it to think through, I would put extra things into my model to try to get that stuff out of it. So this is really kind of making me think about things a little bit differently, and we can try a couple of things that I want to do that could probably help us here, because this is, so far the output has just been really, really good. specifically for marketing prompt. For Next.js code, Tailwind CSS app router, not so much, but for marketing and like these other types of things that require reasoning, I like this. I'm impressed about like its word count stuff. So yeah, it even tells us like about focusing on this. Okay. So what I want to do and so given our prompt and given our output, right? What I'm going to go ahead and do is get this exact output and hit copy. I'm going to go to Perplexity and say, I'm new to marketing and I want to make better landing pages. I spoke to a consultant, that's basically ChatGPT / my LLMs, about marketing for my website, and I got this result. Please analyze it and give me advice to give back to the consultant on what I should be doing better. So we're basically are doing a couple of things. So when I paste it, it looks like it pastes the text in here. I'm going to let this thing do its thing and then we'll talk about this. So it's always really good if you have access to multiple language models is to give some information to one, give it to another model, see if it can see something different. And because Perplexity has access to the internet, it can go out and do some research for you on your behalf. So here, what it's doing is just kind of reviewing the text right now and then generating an answer. So it's telling us about the strengths of the analysis and then the areas of improvement. So user experience, mobile optimization, loading speed. So this is interesting. Exit intent strategies, social media integration. So I want to focus, I think, more of this on the copy. So I didn't give it that instructions. I think it's just giving me general advice. So edit query. I'll say, I'm new to marketing, I want to make better landing pages. I spoke to a consultant. Please analyze it and give me advice about, get back, what should I be doing better in regards to copy only. I want the copy to convert. So ask Perplexity with grounding. Yes. Hi, I missed the stream. Is this model better than Claude Sonnet? So yeah, this is a loaded question. It depends. So if you're doing coding tasks and if you're starting from zero, if you're like saying, hey, I want you to start my app with Next.js and do these specific types of things, it can sort of get you started. It's going to be a hit and miss. I find using Claude Sonnet 3.5 with Cursor in the IDE, like first try, we got the app already running. All we need to do is put the API key and we're cooking. So like that's really cool. So that's kind of how it's been, for me. So let's see. So when I told it I just wanted to copy the converted, it did like 4 searches looking up some stuff. So it did, even gathers examples of effective calls for like landing pages and stuff. And so this is pretty cool. That's kind of why I like this here. It looks like it found somebody actually 404'd them. So it does analysis, image for copy, advice for focus on benefits over features, use emotional triggers. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and then I'm going to go to copy here. So this looks like pretty cool stuff. And what I'm going to do is tell the preview model to, I got some additional advice and I'd like you to give me some updated instructions in Markdown. Move my head so that you can see. Whoops. Okay. I got some additional advice and I'd like to give you some updated instruction. I'd like you to give me the updated instructions in Markdown so that I can give it to another LLM to do the processing. And so here is the advice. And then I'm going to put that little hashtag header thing here and then put this underneath it. This is all of the stuff here. Here's the advice. So I'm going to hit run. Cool. Kaparthi, O1 Mini keeps refusing to try to solve the Riemann hypotheses on my behalf. Model laziness continues to be a major issue. I just think it's your prompting, bro. You got to trick it. Kaparthi, you know better than this. You got to prompt. You got to prompt your way in. Talk to my friend Pliny. It literally, like, you've seen what we've been able to do just with changing up our prompts in different styles. Like, it's not going to, if you give it 2 sentences, it's not going to do what it's going to do. We've seen that just with the first part of our prompt. Like I said in 3 sentences, do something, and it just half baked it. And it was what I expected, but we have to cook, my friends. So this stopped for 9 seconds. Let's see what it thought about. So it incorporated the guidelines, ensuring the URLs are excluded if they breach. Okay. So here's the updated instructions for the landing page analysis. So this is it took my original instructions and is now updated them based off the feedback from another LLM, which was Perplexity, using Claude Sonnet, actually. So it kind of is, this is all in Markdown, which is cool. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is just kind of refeed this back into a new chat. And then we're going to see what the difference is between the two. So I'm going to go ahead and copy these here. And so you'll be able to analyze landing pages and provide, okay. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just hit chatgpt.com. I'm going to make sure we're in the right model. And then at the bottom, we want to get rid of that, be sure to do this type of thing, right? And then at the very top, instructions for landing page analysis. And then we scroll down the bottom. All right, so now that we have this, what I'm going to go ahead and do is then give it the original website, which was my friend's store stuff. So his was the vocal booth, Snap Studio stuff. So just scroll all the way down. All right, almost there. So he's got a long website. Dang. Okay. All right. Cool. Yes. Okay. So we have that. So let's go ahead and give it the website. So we have our prompt, and then we have all the website in Markdown, and then let's cook. So we have O1 preview. Let's see if you can think through this step by step carefully. Let's see. 4 seconds. Yo, you're a little too fast. So it's just doing analysis, does the word count, determine the optimal marketing approach. So in this case, it says use case marketing would work well for the optimal approach. Rewrite the copy based on the chosen approach. So yes, tailored to musicians. I like this. Start a recording studio. Start recording like a pro today. So this is great. Tailored towards podcasters. Unleash your creative potential. Enhance copy with best practices. Provide multiple versions. So 1 is an exclamation. So like the use case marketing for musicians, 2 is for podcasters, and 3 is for like emotional triggers. So the emotional triggers for number 3 is unleash your creative potential. So this is like general appeal. So capture studio quality sound. And so break free from the traditional things of a studio. So that's pretty cool. Suggested next steps into implementation. So update the landing page with new copy versions, and then feedback collection, click through sites and conclusion and so forth. So that seems to be like quite a bit different from the first time. In fact, I feel like it's more thorough. So version 1, version 2, version 3. Kind of the same. Did it really improve it quite a bit? I think by focusing on product marketing. Oh, it's, it's actually still going. The little thing says to not stop. Huh. It didn't finish. That's strange. What happened? Is it still, did it error out? What's going on with my console? Source loading map errors. Okay. Oh, I got a 404. Okay. So what if I just refresh? Okay. It looks like it just finished. Okay. So yeah, that is great. So we basically so far have been able to get the marketing copy here and have the prompt update within our prompt. And so now we have this like sort of new mega prompt that I could start using for copy here. Very chill, very chill. So please excuse the noise. Just following up on some of the comments and seeing what people are taking a look at and see if anyone's made any other comments and stuff on the chat. And so, okay, so that's that. Let's take a look at some other prompts that I was using here. So we have Claude, projects, YouTube timestamps. So another one that I use a lot is for timestamps. And so I have this mega prompt for trying to analyze timestamps. And so I'm going to see if I can have it see if I can give it like a big, like 3-hour stream or something and see if it can do some really good timestamps. My problem with timestamps is it takes so long to like review the videos. And so I thought, hey, I think this would be a good chance to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this and I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to new chat. So we're going to use the preview model. And then this is my prompt for this. So for analyzing YouTube file, the SRT files, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to like a recent live stream that I did. So in this live stream, let's see, this live stream was how long? 1 hour and 24 minutes. And so this one was about what thing? Let's see. Oh yeah, this is when I was doing the Lightning Hermes thing. So let me do that. Oh, it doesn't let me paste it in. Oops. Hold on. Let's see. Paste. Paste? No. There must be a text limit. Yes. So the O1 is currently limited to 30 requests per week for the preview size. And then the mini one has 50 requests per week. I think it's 50 per week, but we'll see. But as of now, what is happening is it's not actually letting me paste my entire transcript in. So the transcript is about 7,308 lines. And so let me see if I could do half of it. Let's do 3,000 or something. So that would cover quite a bit. Dang, that's weak sauce. Nope. It doesn't even, what's the limit? Oh, there must be like a token limit or something. So I'm going to go to maybe 44 minutes of transcription. Let's see. Paste. Nope. It's freaking out right now. Wow. Okay, so it definitely can't do that. Okay. Right now we're basically trying to test the limits of how long we can transcribe for. So that's weak sauce. Okay, so let me just do 20 minutes of a stream and see if it does that. Nope. Gosh. So there is some type of limit that they do set on this stuff. So let me go to 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Let's see. 1,700 something lines. Nope. Doesn't even let me do that. Oh, that's weak sauce. Okay. So let's try this. Let's just try less than 1,000 lines. So let me try exactly like 1,001 lines from a file. Nope. It's not letting me do that. Gosh, what's the max limit they have? This is weak. This is so weak. All right, let's do half. Let's do 550. So let me paste this in here. Nope. Come on. Like, they don't even let me put that many tokens in here. Oh, they do. Yay. Whoa. Oh, hold on. Has it been pasting in the whole time and I just haven't seen it? Come on, bro. I'm such a noob. Yes, it has been. Oh my gosh. Okay. So it did do it. For how long though? So 1,594. Oh, okay. So it did do 1,500. It just took a very long time. Okay, so it only got as an hour and something. So sure, let's do that. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think that's what happened. It just errored out. Wow. So let's go ahead and just send it. Yo, there was an error. The message you submitted was too long. Please reload the conversation or submit something shorter. Okay, we broke it. Look at that. That's epic. Yo. Basically, I tried to feed it in almost my whole live stream. Yeah. I like 7,000 lines. Apparently, it's too long. Jesus. Wow. Okay, that's way too long. If people can't afford the paid versions on cutting edge models, is there a way around this? Which free model is the best right now? I mean, ChatGPT 4.0, it's pretty good. I mean, it's free. Like the 4.0 mini is pretty good too. So like, that's free too. Like Claude Sonnet 3.5, also free. I mean, you can't go wrong. There's limitations, but definitely, if you have to look at your output, right? Like what's your economic output that you're going to do? So if you're outputting stuff that is going to be worth more than $20 a month, these things pay for themselves way, 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 way more than most people realize. And so, yes, kind of think about it that way. Think about it like it from an employee standpoint of like what you can do. So what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and create a new chat because this thing freaked out on that. So I'm going to go ahead and put my prompt in, and then I'm just going to make a smaller version of my stuff that I want to transcribe. So I'm going to do probably like 30 minutes of my transcription and see if it could do that. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll see. So I pasted it in, and let's just see what happens. Thinking. Okay. So we have about 26 minutes of a transcription from like a YouTube video. So I feel like this should be able to generate timestamps. And I've made an app for this, and mine's can do 3 hours of a live stream. But I noticed that the timestamps can be off by like plus or minus 5 to 8 seconds. So I'm really curious to throw this against it and see, how well each will do. So let me just do that while it's loading. So I'm going to create a new file here and just paste that timestamp in here so that we have that for later reference. Okay. So it's mapping out features, highlighting options. And let's see, it's thinking. So it's basically examining the transcript, extracting, putting together the insights. And this is where I feel like the model can be really good because it's going to think through step by step and try to like analyze the results. So getting started, setting the stage. Interesting. It's taking a very long time to do this. This is really interesting. Considering edit features. Wow. It's actually like going through the transcript almost by hand. Like almost the entire transcript. Like reading it back to me. Wow. That's interesting. I wonder if I actually broke the model. Yo, my today hit up Pliny. Okay, I think I broke the model, low key. This is the longest I've ever seen the prompt take. Like, still identifying key moments. So this is our prompt, my friends. So my prompt, basically what it does is, I made this so I can analyze timestamps. So it's basically gets an SRT file, analyzes them and tries to extract information from it. And then depending on how big the actual length of the timestamp is, it's going to do different things, like create 15 to 20 timestamps if it's really long. If it's shorter, it's going to do like not that long, and it follows like a lot of these rules that I have set. And so I've built these over time, and then it'll basically output the timestamps that you usually see like at the bottom of actual descriptions. And so we gave it like 20 something minutes of timestamp stuff. And then it's literally just going through almost like line by line and doing an analysis for each chunk of sections. So I'm really curious how long this is going to take, because this is probably the longest I've ever seen anyone online have ChatGPT 01 preview go for. I like low-key think we broke this. Yo, if this thing's still here tomorrow, let's go. Because this is basically using up inference time on ChatGPT servers. You know what I mean? So like that's, look at this. It's only, okay, so I'm noting the installation. So it's basically taking all of my instructions, and it seems to be going line by line through all the different SRT files. Wow. So I don't know. It's basically still evaluating. I think we cooked it, my friends. I think it's done. Okay, so my prompt for finish thinking. There's an error. Oh my gosh, I thought we were done with this. No, it just errors out. There's an error generating the response. Wow, dang. Okay, so a little bit of thing here. So far, what we've done was at the very beginning of this, we're trying to see, can ChatGPT code, and more specifically, can it create a website from scratch using, ChatGPT's latest model called the O1 preview. So what the O1 preview can do today is the fact that it takes its time to think through things. Instead of just giving you results that may or may not work, it's supposed to kind of think through and be a little bit smarter about that whole situation. And so in this case, what it's been able to do was it did generate the code for the website, but it didn't necessarily work. So we tried it against Cursor using Claude Sonnet, and of course that worked first try. We have to input like the API keys, but we got a lot further with that. And then the secondary parts is that we were trying to maybe test it out with marketing copy. And so with marketing copy, it seemed to do pretty well with that. So with marketing copy, we gave it one of my big mega prompts. And so I also gave it my friend's website, and it was able to do an analysis of the landing page for his. And then we even took it a step further to see if we can do some iterations on the prompt to see if we can make it better and so forth. So we'll have to review that with my friends to see how that goes. And so the third test that we're kind of doing here was more about like me. I'd like to try to see if I could generate timestamps using SRT files, because I have YouTube videos and I have live streams that are like 3 hours or so. And so people want to skip around in the chapters. And so I actually have a prompt for this that I use with Claude Sonnet, and it usually works nearly instantly. And so when I gave it to this model, basically it spits out, like it tries to really think and it goes through, but after several minutes, it pretty much just errors out. So I'm going to try to see if I can regenerate and see what happens. Thinking. So, yeah, so I don't think it really does anything, but I'll show you what it does in Claude Sonnet. So we go here, and I literally just drag that same SRT file with it is like, I don't know, like 50 minutes long or something. Let's see, how long is this SRT? So this is 7,000 lines, about an hour and 24 minutes. If I just drag this in here and I just say go, This is Claude Sonnet. I'll show you how fast Claude Sonnet is. So good. That's why I use Claude Sonnet projects. It's because it just has it all ready for there. So here it is. Spits it out. Easy, huh? I copy and paste, put that in my YouTube description, be done. That's it. And let's go back to ChatGPT. Evaluating. We're still waiting, bro. Yeah. Nah, fam. So I want to put this on the mini model right now. Let's see how... So the O1 preview is supposed to take a very long time. Let me go ahead and see if I could put this into the mini model. Let's just see how good it is at that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hit chatgpt.com. And then we're going to hit the mini. So we're going to do the O1 mini model and see if it actually is any better. So the exact same prompt that it's currently waiting for. On the other side, let's just see if this does anything. Hopefully it does something better. So there's a limitation for how much actual tokens we... Yo! Ooh, I like this. So this actually did it. Took 7 seconds. Wow. Okay, but there's a problem. It didn't follow my instructions. So part of my instructions is that you're supposed to have timestamps from YouTube every like at least 10 seconds apart, spaced away. Here it just says, here's 7, 16, 28. And so then it skips a whole bunch around. So it doesn't really do a good job. Boo. Okay, so if we go to Claude, you see the first timestamps at like 2:15, 5:20, 9:40, and so forth. Where over here, it's like, hey, I kind of give up after 25. Like everything's right at the beginning. And it doesn't even like, it's like, what happened to the rest of the whole thing? And then it's like, yo. Oh, you know why? I see why. So the problem was I gave it's an hour and 24-minute live stream. But if we remember, I only gave it 26 minutes worth because the max it could do was about like 2,000 lines of actual text. After that, this ChatGPT thing does not let me do it all. So one of the advantages of these other models and everything else with larger context windows is the fact that you can feed it in more lines. So just an FYI. So that's probably why I'm not seeing the desired result. But even then, it didn't follow the instructions because it's not supposed to have it within 10 seconds. Like under 10 seconds. And then our bigger model, did it actually think through? Or is it still thinking? It came through. Okay. How long did it take? Did it say? Wow. 101 seconds. So after 101 seconds, this 26 minutes did actually come through, but is it actually better? Nah, fam. Look at after 2 seconds, after 3 seconds, after 4 seconds. That's not how it goes down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12. It didn't know what to do with these things. So despite it being like a more powerful model or more thoughtful, it totally failed on trying to analyze timestamps. And so timestamps are like kind of the bane of my existence as a YouTube creator, because I have these, I would love to just give it my entire 3-hour live stream and just say, go. No, like this is just 26 minutes. And it just literally took, I find it a little biased as far as like, these are practical tasks, by the way. I'm not asking it to do anything that's out of the ordinary. These are like workflows I would pay someone on Fiverr to go do, to like literally watch my video and then give me whatever. Like, would I trust the preview model to do it as it is in its current state right now? No, this is really bad quality. The one from Claude Sonnet, 1000%. I would go through and just basically go to this section of the video, and if the timestamp is there and it is what it is, leave it. If not, I'll just throw it away. Like that. Like, look how much time this saved me. And I was able to feed Claude Sonnet my entire 7,000 plus things. So that's amazing. So does O1 have access to code interpreter / data analysis? Yes, it does. It has its own code interpreter that it's running. And so what we were able to do earlier was I gave it some prompts for coding, and then I did output some code back to us. The code did not run when we put it into our little chat window here. So whoops, I gotta reset myself here. Just a FYI. Yeah. So how do you make an SRT file? So to make an SRT file, I have a project called GitHub, Apple MLX, Ray Fernando. So let's see, is it this one? Oh yeah. So on my GitHub, I actually have a MLX auto subtitle video. I forked this project to work with Apple's MLX. So what I do there basically is I have my videos transcribed using the new Whisper MLX model, the Distill v3. So with the Distill v3 model, I'm able to generate VTT and SRT files. And so with that, basically I have, for any video, like my 3-hour live stream will take 6 minutes to crunch through on my M1 Mac. And I could also have the transcript files as well. And so that's how I get not only that, but that's how I get the SRT files that I upload to YouTube. So that way, I also use them here for Claude for analysis. And get what's this as an added bonus, my friends. I also have one to generate blog posts. So what I do is I have one to, let's say, analyze this and give me a summary with themes and important topics for my users. And so basically, I just give it the video title. Sometimes if I don't have one, I just give it this context. And so I just say, let's just do this one for the most recent video. So I have this, and I'm just going to drag this 7,000 line file, which is like this massive thing, right? It's about an hour and 24 minutes. And I just hit send. So I have my instructions for how to actually generate blog posts, which is very similar to the other ones. Literally just made this using Claude Sonnet and Perplexity, and I just said let it cook. And so right now it's going to do that and generate this. I find the Claude Sonnet workflow actually to be more powerful. When you use projects like this, you don't use up all those tokens because I'm not constantly feeding it this type of thing. And so I'm able just to generate new chats and just drag in, these SRT files. And you see how fast we did it. So here, it is actually, these are the key themes that are important for the transcript. And it just listed them out. So it's like, now generate a blog post for this that is SEO friendly. And because I have that in my instructions in there for like what is SEO friendly, it's going to reference that, and it's just now going to create a blog post in Markdown. So that's definitely way more powerful way to do that. So see what are replit agents, and it goes down to that, the challenge, key learnings. So like this is a really good blog post, community learning, conclusion. So yeah, this is one of my live streams. I literally just turned it into a blog post, put up my live stream link, and maybe put some chapters. And it's really, this could actually probably, I should just send this out as part of a newsletter, like whenever I do my live streams. And I think that's what I'll probably do, like maybe for something like this. I just have my live stream set up. So if you're digging what's going on, one of the places I definitely suggest you check out is I'm starting this thing called StartMy.ai. And so I'm running a free experimental cursor workshop. So this workshop, what I'm trying to do is to connect with you, and it's literally going to be free. I have nothing to sell you. The whole point is just to really kind of figure out for all of us to come together as a community, and grouping everyone by your current time zone. So if you're using a VPN, I try to sort of estimate where you are, based off your IP and stuff. So like if you're in Brazil or if you're in this time zone, make sure you select the right time zone and put your email and sign up. So I'm going to create workshops in the coming week that group together, and I'm totally new to all this. I'm totally new to helping people out online, and I'm very passionate about coding and prompting, and I feel like us coming together, we can learn a lot. And so I feel like if you're able to kind of check that out, make sure you go to StartMy.ai. So I'm going to go ahead and click this here and put this into the actual chat so that y'all can check this out. So that's definitely, click the little resource right there. You'll see it in the chat as well. And when you go there, sign up, put your email address, and it's literally going to go to me. If you want any of the prompts and stuff, when I send you an email from there, just go ahead and hit reply saying, hey Ray, I just watched your live stream, it's really great, and I'd love a copy of the prompts when you get a chance, and then I'll send you the prompts over. And so yeah, that way we can kind of hang out together and do that type of thing. So if you haven't done that, definitely go sign up and do that. I'm just going to answer some more questions here from the comments. I know people are kind of writing some comments and so forth, and just trying to catch up on this as well. Definitely prompting in your workshop and how to. I'm actually thinking, so this is just a proposed workshop right now that as far as the structure. So I was just kind of brainstorming what structure would work best for people. So I feel like I have a couple of questions that I'm asking you when you hit to reserve your spot. one of the questions I asked you when to reply back with was is like, what is it that you're working on? And then what is it that you're trying to accomplish? So if I can get that information, then I can probably help guide the workshops to be a little bit better for you. And that information is really, I mean, I'm really just helping you. I'm not trying to, I don't have anything to sell you. So that's why it's completely open-ended. And that way we can connect with each other. And I'm actually very careful about trying to just start up a Discord right away. If I do start, it will just be a very small amount of people. And I want to make sure that the grouping of people together is kind of right for each other so that y'all can help each other out. So if I get too many people in one time zone and I put a couple people in it that are in the wrong time zone, it's just going to feel empty all the time or always busy. So this is completely new. Just kind of want to give you all a heads up for that type of thing. And then, yeah, you get a chance to chat with me. So the MLX, yes, the MLX app is awesome. It's free. It runs on your Mac. You could do all the transcription stuff locally. I'm actually trying to build my own hosted version. What that means is that basically you'll be able to just log into my website and then upload your video file, have it transcribed and saved, and then you can generate timestamps and basically do all the stuff that I'm currently trying to do by hand. The reason why I'm building these prompts and everything by hand is because I'm actually trying to make a web app. And eventually I'll just have an AI agent that runs. As soon as my video is published, it looks for it and it does and generates blog posts and does all these things. And then eventually I'll turn that into an app that you can use and so forth. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on kind of what I'm working on and take you through this process as well. And I'm just trying to share as I'm going and learning with y'all. So to that end, it's already 6 o'clock and I have to get going. It's here Pacific time. It's actually time for dinner. And, it's getting a little late now. And I definitely appreciate y'all tuning in to this live stream as we're basically checking out the latest release from OpenAI and checking out to see kind of, how good are these models? Are they as good as the people say? And the whole point of this was to not make another Tetris game and to not make another Snake game or another something really simple in Python, is to actually kind of run it through its courses and run it through my current workflows of what I do, which is as a YouTube creator and as a person who likes to make software, is to generate timestamps, make new apps, demonstrate the ability of the models to think, and then maybe see if it can utilize that to make it do some better stuff. And to me, I don't find the model to be very useful for those current use cases, but I'm going to continue to push this. And this is literally the first time it's been out, and everyone's getting their hands on it to try different things. So I'm not discouraging it. I'm actually encouraging you to go give it a try if you have access to go, play around with it. There are limitations, like some of my friends have been posting on X, that you only have X amount of access to those models. So definitely be aware of that, so that you only have like so many tries before you're kind of capped for the week. So this is our chance to play. And if you haven't had a chance, definitely go check out sign up at StartMy.ai. So StartMy.ai would be a good resource to get started for checking out my experimental cursor workshop that I'm going to be running. And that way we can kind of hang out together and share some information and, code together and have some fun. So I think that's kind of it. I know Aman, you're coming in late, but you should be able to rewatch. We're trying to make some apps and do a lot of really cool stuff here. And I appreciate everyone joining in. This is really great to be able to stream and to share this information with y'all. And I'll catch y'all on the other side. Peace.